Look at this. Here's the main line that runs to the sprinkler head. That's over there. And like I had mentioned, it's probably the worst spot you can ever get in order to have to repair it. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So today we've got another interesting one for you. Our in-ground sprinkler main line that goes to one of these sprinkler heads has broken. I think what's happened is either an Amazon delivery or something has driven over one of the main feed lines. It's cracked it, and it cracked it in a perfect spot, pun intended, right along the T. And so I've got 3 lines that run into this one. Let's show you how to fix it. All right, so here we go. Here's the damage. Here's the edge of our driveway right there. And it's probably been broken for a while, to be honest. If you take a look, you can see I've actually got a crack that's forming right along here. And so we noticed it the other day when we tested it, getting ready to run these for the summer. The water started just bubbling up. Didn't see anything that was sprouting, just water bubbling. Took back all the dirt, gave us some area to work here. And look at this. Here's the main line that runs to the sprinkler head. That's over there. And like I had mentioned, it's probably the worst spot you can ever get in order to have to repair it. So what that means is we've got to take this 1-inch T out, rebuild it, and get it all connected. And we're going to show you how to do that. So what I've done is went over to the store, picked up a pair of PVC cutters. I'll leave a link in the description for these for you. Makes it super easy to cut that out, but also to cut the lengths of tube that you need. They sell these at my local hardware store. This is a 1-inch pipe, and I've got a 1/2-inch pipe here. They sell it this particular length about 4 foot. I didn't want to go with the 10-foot lengths that they typically come in. And what you do is you just cut a piece off here on either side. You can see how I've done that there, and I'll show you how easy those cutters make it here in just a second. But effectively what we're going to do, here's the T. We're going to replace the T. And we're going to use the 1-inch pieces that I've cut. We're going to stick it in there. Same thing over here. Actually, no, it's right here. And then we have one right there. And of course, this steps down from a 1-inch to a 1/2. So I've bought an adapter that will glue in. It'll go like that. And then obviously, once you cut it, you've got to use the couplers. So that'll slide on. It'll slide onto the other side of the area that we cut over there in the hole. Same way over here. And then you've got a 1/2-inch one right there. So let's get to work. I'll leave the description for all of these items in the description below if you want to pick some of that up for yourself. All right, so we'll take our ratcheting cutters. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the T out. Like I said, I've cleared out all of the area here so I can actually work underneath it, clean the pipe off as much as I possibly can. Let's get this T out. Interesting one with this one, you can see these are the signal wires that run along in the same hole that tell the valves to open and close. They've also used it to run another zone in the same hole. So that's why you see the 2 pipes here. So let's cut the T out. I'm predominantly right-handed, so this will show you how easy this is when I use my left hand. That's that. See how clean and straight? Do the same over here. Go backwards this way. And it's out. No going back now. You can see right here, that's where the 1/2 inch just sheared. When something went over the top of this, there was actually a rock underneath here too, so that had to be part of the reason why it wasn't really supported very well. So if you can imagine, we're just going to replace this right here, and then we're going to use our pieces here to connect. I could push that in and this in, but you can see there's a gap, so I need to actually extend it back to the areas that I've cut out. I may have to shorten these a little bit. You can also buy an adapter that you hook this in and then it extends, but I wanted to go ahead and go with much simpler route, also a little bit less expensive. So I'll just glue this up over here. Get the orientation the way we want it. Another one that got it right there. Very windy today. Apologize if you hear that wind noise. See that? Okay, let's see how we're looking. Pretty good to me. Now remember, we need couplers in order to fix that here to here. Checking to make sure I've got enough room and enough dirt out of the way. I think we're pretty good shape. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and shorten these a little bit now that they're in there really tight and welded down with that cement. Let's cut them a little shorter. That ought to be good right there. How good that cut that. Okay. Let's put our couplers on. There we are. go ahead and do one here. We'll shorten this one like we did the other. See that? Okay. Now all we need to do is shorten these, and then we are done. So I'm going to start with the one at the top here, setting this just where it should be. So we're going to cut it right about there so it can actually seat itself into the middle of that joint. Done. It looks about right. We'll do the same over here on this one. Just double check your measurement first before you cut it. I think we're looking pretty good. What do you think? See that? All right, now let's address this one. We're going to cut right around that middle line right there. Double check. Yep, right about there. Just slightly more here on this one. That looks pretty good to me. All right, we're gonna have to work fast. This is the one that's most flexible compared to those. So we'll put this on. this one flexible. We'll put it in there and we are done. I'm going to go ahead and take just slightly more off of that one so I can move it. It's really in that ground. Just double checking, make sure everything fits. And we're good. All right, let's hit it with the glue and get it in there. And we're done. Now I'm using a fast setting pipe cement. If you have something that's a little bit less fast, it'll work probably a little bit better than what I have here on hand. I'll give that a bit to set up. We're done. See that? That's all there is to it. Now what we're going to do, we'll refill it. I'm going to put dirt underneath to support it. And then I'll turn on the system here when we close the video. Make sure that there is no leaks. We'll cover it back up and then on to the next project. Okay, about 20 minutes, we've got it done. And so if you look, started the sprinklers. One over here that you see, that's the one that's not getting fed because of the broken pipe. We've gotten all of that repaired, checked it. We've got no leaks. You know, it's so windy out today. Ideally, I would have put in some of that PVC cement on the inside of the fitting as well as the outside and then join those two together. But it was drying so fast, I just put it in there. It looks like it's holding just fine. Listen, if you don't have one of these in your toolbox, I would highly recommend picking one of those up for yourself. It was about $20. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can get one yourself. It made it go so much faster than like a hacksaw or anything like that that you may have used in the past. Thanks again for watching. See you soon.